What's up, guys? It's your boy King David. I'm back at it with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about retention like I usually do. But I'm also going to add a couple other things involved. And just hopefully you bear with me here and you can stick along through the end of the video. You know me, I like to make longer videos and just talk about a couple of things. So basically, what I was going to touch on, guys, is like I wouldn't really be on camera if I wasn't really preaching about retention. You know, like I wouldn't talk about retention if it wasn't something that actually works, guys. Like there's some other people who make content about retention and they talk about conserving your sexual energy and stuff like that. And they have a lot of valid points. I think that most guys that do retention, they all like go towards the same things, guys. Like a lot of the times, like we talk about the benefits and stuff of retention and what it does for you in long term and stuff like that. And these are all these like claims and stuff are true. Some of them obviously aren't, guys. Like some of them are a bit too crazy to be true. It's just not, you know, they're pretty far-fetched, but it is definitely the truth, guys. Like what I noticed when I started to retain, guys, like in the beginning, I noticed like an increase of energy, right, guys? That's what a lot of guys talk about. It's the increase in energy, and I've talked about it like a couple of other videos and stuff. But most guys, they want to know when you're going to get the women attraction, you know? They want to know when they're gonna get the ladies on them, and you will, but you have to give it time, guys. Like it depends on how much you've been like watching those videos, guys. Like me, for instance, I did it for years. I still battle with it even today, guys. Like, even though I'm like pretty much like a veteran in the semen retention community, I feel like what a lot of guys don't realize is that to be like some of these people who are really authentic about what they're talking about, most of them don't really have like any friends, guys. Like, let's be honest. Like, they don't have any friends. They don't have a girlfriend. Or they might have a girlfriend or a wife, you know, but they don't talk about it or nothing like that, guys. Oftentimes they don't say anything about it, or they don't have one to begin with. And the reason why is because it just opens you up to the truth of things, guys. Like, retention is something that is going to open you up to, why am I doing this? Why am I like with this person? Like, do we meet on all fronts? Like, am I gonna really be with this woman for the rest of my life, guys? Like, and if that's not what you're gonna be doing, you're just not really interested in the woman, right? Like, you might be interested, but for a little while. But she's gotta meet on all different fronts, guys. And to be honest, a lot of women, they want their men to release. That's what Ross was talking about in his video, and I wanted to touch on that because it makes a lot of sense. It's like that's what previous relationships were like for them. The man would release, and then they would feel like some sort of like accomplishment, like, oh, I made him release, and that's kind of like a good thing to them. But biologically, from a biological standpoint, I feel like a lot of us, we don't really like listen to that side of us until like it's like something that's obvious, right? Like releasing feels good, but then releasing also like leads to you like sleeping. Releasing also leads to you losing like bone density, right? You're just not as strong, like you're not as like fertile, like I was talking about in my last video. Like you don't have that like energy behind you to go and complete certain tasks, even talk with confidence. Like confidence is like the number one thing, honestly, because it's like you're sure of yourself. Like you know who you are. Like you're unlocking this DNA within you by retaining, and then you get more sure of yourself. At some time, and sometimes I'll be completely honest, like you get to a point when you're on retention when you feel like as if you don't really need a woman, but you do. You always will need a woman. I'm not gonna sit here and say like you don't need a partner in your life. Of course you do. You know what I mean? You need somebody who completes you. That's how God has made us, you know, for us to be, you know, in communion with each other, and to, you know, be with a certain woman and who meets up on all fronts, guys. Like, but if she doesn't, like, a lot of times she's going to end up looking for somebody else, or she's going to end up cheating on you because like you're not everything. Or sometimes the guys end up looking for something else, but like let's be honest, guys, like women, they have more selection, and it's easier for them to be with men. And the only reason why that is, guys, like this is the funniest thing about like retention, and like if more guys did it, it would make more sense to them. The only reason why women have more of a selection than men is it's because too many men are so lustful. Women are lustful too, but they're not as much, guys. Like I mean, like I wouldn't say not as much. I feel like it's pretty much even, guys. Like honestly, like women are just as lustful as men. Like what am I trying to say here, guys? Like women can be just as lustful or even more lustful than a man can. But the thing is, like women are kind of like how can I put it, like women they're not as upfront with like wanting to pursue being like sexual, right? In the bedroom. They want to like hide that fact a lot of the times until you really kind of get to know them. Well, these women nowadays, I mean, they're a little bit more, but they're usually like, they usually will tease you. Like they'll show you what they have to offer by their body wise, right? Which attracts you to go and speak with them or talk to them, to get their number and pursue them. And that's what women have always been used to, especially if they're good looking. They're used to the man pursuing, like I've said before in my past videos, guys, like the man pursuing to get the number, to get into a relationship with her, maybe even, or just to get, you know, something out of it. That's what they're used to, guys. And the thing is, if men were to stop doing that, right? There's even like a Reddit post that I've read like many years back, and like it's like a couple of times that this post comes up, or like people talk about this. It's like if men, but this doesn't happen, guys, like because guys are just they just too upfront with what they want to do with women, and women are just usually put off by it, or some of them are okay with it. But let's be honest, guys, like if you were if men as a whole, right, as men, if we were just more conservative, like we were just like, we're just gonna focus on the business, focus on what we're doing, focus on like helping each other out, focus on, you know, just those things in general, like, and not so focused on I mean, yeah, focus on building a family and stuff like that, but just focus mostly on oneself, right? instead of focusing on like having a family and stuff, which is good too. But I think that if you focus solely on oneself, right, you would have more women pursuing you. Now, not all of the women are going to be potential suitors. Like, they're not going to be potential, like, women that you're going to want to be with. But you see what I'm trying to say, guys, is like, women are very choosy because they have so many options of men. Men, we're willing, a lot of men that aren't on retention, they don't have like that discernment, right? They don't have that ability to decide, okay, this woman's not good for me, I'm not going to be with her. I don't care how good looking she is. Like, she could look amazing. Now, yeah, you're going to want to sleep with her, but do you want to like go through the BS behind that, right, guys? You don't want to go through that the drama, right? You don't want the drama along with this, with what's going to happen afterward. After you sleep, it's usually, after you sleep with them, it's usually drama if you're really trying to be with them, guys. Like, especially from possibly exes that they've been with that still want to be with them because they look good, or maybe not even that they look like the best looking, but their ex still believes that they want to like be with them and stuff. Because there's so many guys that are so hungry. They're so hungry. They're so thirsty is what they say. They say thirsty, right? So many guys who are thirsty to be with women. They're thirsty for attention. They're thirsty for motherly attention. They're thirsty for just, you know, being with women in general. They can't control themselves, guys. Like, they don't know how to control themselves around women, and they don't know how to, you know, not sleep with the woman. Even if she's good looking, they're still going to do it. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is I'm not trying to bag on guys or nothing. I'm not trying to bag on really anybody, but I'm just trying to be honest. Like, if you really want this journey, like, and like I do, I wanted it for so many years, and like I try to stay dedicated as much as I possibly can. But my weakness has always been the videos, guys. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. My weakness has always been watching the content. Now, women too, but before, I like to think of it like the movie Don John, guys. Like, there's a movie out like with Scarlett Johansson and Joseph something. He's like the guy off of Looper, the movie Looper with Bruce Willis and stuff. There's a movie basically a couple years ago. Well, it's been more than that, probably like 10 years ago. There was a movie, and in this movie, this guy, he watched content, right? He watched XXX, right? Videos all the time. And he still got the girls too. Like, that was me, right? Going out, maybe clubbing or something. Maybe just at the park. Maybe not at the park, but at like the beach or something, guys. Like, you see a girl, you just walk up to her, you talk to her. She's interested in you. You got her back home. You're doing whatever you guys are doing. You know what I mean? You're drinking, having a good time, smoking some weed. That's what you believed is having a good time, right? In the movie Don John, he's trying to be with Scarlett Johansson. Because Scarlett Johansson, she's a beautiful woman, right? But she's not really like for him. If you get what I mean, guys. Like, she doesn't really like, she likes him. She kind of likes him. He ends up getting with her eventually because she's like, okay, yeah, like, let's go on a date. And he says like she's the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, but he's been with so many like other women in his life, so she thinks like, okay, cool, like this guy's like maybe really into me. They end up hooking up or whatnot. She tells him to go to like school, right? or I don't remember exactly. It's been a minute since I've like watched the movie or something, but I think so. I think she like wants him to go back to like school or something, and he ends up going to school, going to college, and he meets like this other girl. She's like an actress, excuse me, and the thing about the movie is it's very accurate. It's very accurate of a movie compared to semen retention. Like, it's definitely like a movie about semen retention, but it doesn't say that, obviously. The guys, he like the main character, the actor, he's addicted to porn. He's going to the church. He's talking to his pastor about watching videos. He's talking to his pastor about sleeping with women. He says, "Forgive me, Father," you know what I mean, for what he has done, basically, in his life. And he knows that he's trying to, like, be maybe a better person. He ends up getting with Scarlett Johansson, and then she finds out that he was watching, like, some videos on his laptop. And because, like, he didn't delete his history of watching said videos, right? Afterward, she ends up breaking up with him. What does he do? He starts binge watching the videos, right? That's what a lot of guys do. Like, I mean, maybe not immediately, but like, you lose your potential partner, you lose somebody that you may have thought you could have been with in life, but that doesn't mean you're really gonna be with them. Then you start watching this content, right? This guy, he said, like, in the video or in the movie or whatever, he said that he released 11 times, right? I've even been there, guys. Like, and I don't really like putting that out into the air here, but I mean, yeah, I've been to that point where it's like, where you've been in a relationship with somebody, or maybe you've been sleeping around with, you're not sleeping around, but just having a one night stand with a couple women, or maybe you get the idea, guys. Like, I'm not trying to put all my business out there, but I'm just trying to say, like, to relate with some of you guys, is that you can be in a certain situation where you're doing the same thing as what he was doing in the movie, right? And he was just a promiscuous person. Women can be doing the same thing, guys. Like, you're just being around the block, right, is what they say. Now, obviously, there comes to a point where it stops, right? Especially if you're retaining. You're not going to keep doing that. You're not going to keep doing these debaucherous acts because you see past it. Like, you're not on the same consciousness as most people, so you're not really going to be trying to keep doing these acts, or you're trying to purify yourself in a way, right? And what happened? He stopped drinking. You know, in the movie, he stopped drinking. He stopped watching the videos. His buddy actually, like, came to his apartment, and his apartment was just, like, dirty, and there was, like, socks and stuff, and pizza boxes, and just the whole place was messy, right? And that is like a representation of what it can do to you guys. Like, if you're releasing a lot, you're going to, like, become this, like, almost like just lazy, slouchy person, right? You just become a slob. You become like this lazy individual, and a lot of guys don't see it because you're already deep within that. Your consciousness is very low, so, and then you're releasing, so you're at that level. You're not going to move beyond that level unless you start to change what you're doing. Even a small minor change could be what's necessary, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough and rugged in the beginning, because to change means you have to let go of this stickiness of maybe even people wanting you to be in that low level too. So you have a lot to work on to achieve a better lifestyle, a healthier lifestyle, right? So yeah, he let go of the porn, right? Or excuse my, yeah, I try not to say that too much on my channel, but yeah, he let go of it. He let go of the content. And then he what happened to him is, let me try to think about it, guys. What happened is his friend came over, he saw what was going on. He's like, bro, this is not you. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, she dumped me. She left me. Scarlett Johansson, right? That's the actress in the movie. I forgot her actress, the name of her in the movie. But he breaks up with her, or no, she breaks up with him because she finds out that he was watching the stuff. He ends up finishing college, meeting somebody else, and he ends up retaining, like he stops watching all the content. But it was difficult for him, it was difficult for him to not watch the stuff because he was getting into a deep hole of like watching these videos constantly. And I feel like I was like there too, guys. Like, it's a struggle for most men these days to not watch the stuff, simply because it's promoted a lot of the times. Not to watch like XXX videos, but there's a lot of girls, like I've said before, on Instagram and stuff, that are showing their bodies, and that kind of stimulates it a little bit. But then if you're already like an older guy and you've watched a lot of content, you're probably going to go back to watching the content. So breaking free from that content is like the main step, guys. Like, being with women is fine, but you got to still have discernment with the women that you're with, guys. So that's an important factor too. So both are important. And then obviously stopping the drinking is important. If you're smoking, you got to stop that too, guys. Like, there's so much that you have to battle on so many different fronts, guys, that doing it all at once is almost impossible, So you have to kind of like break it down one by one. Okay, I can get rid of this, or I can stop this for a certain amount of time. I can do without for 3 days, and then maybe I can do without for a week. Maybe I can do without for a couple months. You know what I mean? Maybe I won't watch any content for 2 or 3 months if I can make it that long. You know what I mean? Maybe I won't be with women for some time. That's okay too, guys. Like, if you don't want to be in a relationship or be, messing around with women, that's fine. Like, you can just get to know them if they're like down to just talk to you and just really like just have a conversation with them, and they're cool with that too, guys. Like, most women, though, I will admit, like, if you're on retention for some reason, they will want to talk to you more, and they like feel that energy. It's so strange. Like, if you're not on retention, guys, you're like a ghost, guys. Like, you're really kind of like a ghost, but in a way, it's so strange, guys. Like, every time I bring this up, is like, when you weren't on retention, you weren't a ghost. You were like everybody else. When you're on retention, you become a ghost for some time, and then you become like really attractive because you have like all this energy out of nowhere, and you're like glowing, full of energy, and you have to have discernment even more. So it takes years. Like, you'll be retaining. Like, I remember when I first started retaining, I'll tell you guys a little bit of myself here. When I first started retaining, I was like with a girl, and I was telling her about it, and she was not having it, right? Like, some women just don't understand the concept of it because they don't understand why you would want to not release, guys. You have to understand that they see it differently than you see it, which is fine, guys. What I'm trying to say here in this video is that be like the guy in Don John. Like, in the end of the movie, he was free. He was happy. He was a much better person. He felt better. He changed his style. He felt healthier. He wasn't drinking. He wasn't doing all these debaucherous things, guys. Now, the battle is always there. Like, it's always going to be there. You got to be vigilant, guys. Like, no matter what you're battling or no matter what you think that you're fully free of, always remember that before you got free of that said thing, you were like knee deep in BS like everybody else. Like a lot of people, they just so deep into the BS, they don't even care no more, or they never knew that they were knee deep in BS, right, guys? And gotta understand that's how retention is, guys. It's like you're purifying yourself, and when you purify yourself, you become better. Like you become better in all different fronts. And finding a woman, like finding somebody to be with, it's gonna take time, guys. It's like it's gonna take a lot of time, because you have to unwire yourself from all these things that you've been doing before in the past. Like you have to like reprogram yourself, like unlearn what you have learned. And it's not even like it's not like you're learning these things like consciously. It's a lot of times you're too young to understand, and there's nobody really guiding you when you're younger. Like me, I didn't really like have a father, guys, in my life. So for a majority of my life, when I was younger, yeah, I did, but he wasn't like a father figure, like somebody who you could just like be playing baseball with and guiding you and teaching you things and helping you, you know, become more of yourself, of who you're supposed to be, guys. Like that's what we need nowadays. And if you're retaining, guys, you can see that, like the visual, like the veil is lifted, so you can see that like you're not gonna be like who the person was who raised you. You're gonna be different. You're gonna be better. You're gonna be smarter. You're gonna have a higher consciousness. You're gonna be able to like understand things from a different perspective. And things like this, and obviously money and all that factors in too, but money is not all, you know. It's like some people are not I don't know what I'm trying to say a lot of stuff here, guys, in this video, and I think that I've said a bit too much. But what I'm trying to really get at in this video is remember, have discernment, guys. Like when you start retaining and you go on the longer streaks, and like how I am, you know, pretty much a veteran at this point with this retention journeys and everything, you start to understand that some people don't care like that you're doing it. Not like that, but they don't care what you tell them, because their consciousness is never gonna be at your consciousness, because they don't even retain to begin with. You know what I mean? And they don't keep trying to retain, so they'll never understand what you're like. They're never gonna understand what you're trying to tell them, guys. Like it's kind of crazy to say that, but it's like I had somebody who was like we were cool for years, and I talked to him, and it's like at the time when I was cool with him, like I could understand like what he was saying, the jokes he was cracking, all that stuff was cool. But then once you start retaining and you really start to get serious with the guys, like I said, you're gonna be like the guys that I'm talking about. They don't have really anybody to like talk to about this stuff, or friends in general. A lot of times you don't have anybody to really be cool with, because you have so much discernment. You know, you have so much like insight. You can see, you know, I can't be around this person anymore. I can't be around that person anymore. I can't be around this crowd anymore. I can't be doing the same things. I can't be sleeping with the same women that I was sleeping with before. You know, it's like I can't be doing some of these things that are gonna lead me into this dark path. It's like I don't want to be set back further in life. You try to make the best decisions to go further in life, and that's where you're at, you know. And for me, like retention for years is really like the goal now, guys. It's like to go for a year longer, and you can just feel it. Like you can feel it just gets to a point where the doors behind you are closing, and and you don't really have like what can I say, guys? Like, the doors behind you are closing, right? Like, in a sense of you get to a certain point in whatever you're doing, right? And you can see opportunities, and you can see new things unlocking. You can see new answers. You can see into the future almost. Like I was talking about the dreams, guys, like stuff that you can't do if you're not retaining. So, and a lot of guys, like, I'm just gonna keep going with this video because I'm in a flow state, and I'm gonna probably end it at about 35 minutes. What I'm trying to say, guys, is like, since people don't understand you, they're gonna think like you should be like everybody else. Like, you should be this guy who sleeps with a lot of women, or whatever the case might be, guys. Or you should be this guy who has a bunch of homies that you're hanging out with. Truth is, a lot of these people that you're like hanging out with, or the women that you're sleeping with, they don't care about you, guys. Like, they don't care. Like, they literally don't care about you. It's kind of crazy, right, guys? They're not like for you. Push comes to shove, and shit gets weird, and people, they're gone. They disappear, man. They weren't there to really be, to the end. They ain't ride or dies, guys. Like, when you retain, you find your ride or dies. You find those people eventually, and you could just tell, like, but usually they know that, like, usually it's still for like a moment in your life, guys. It's not forever, but it's for a moment. I like to think of it like a quest, right? Like, life is a quest, and you meet somebody, you're like, damn, what's good? You're like, what's up, homie? You guys are tight like that, and you guys roll with each other for like maybe 10, 20, 30 miles of your life, and then they branch off. They go do what they do, and you go do what you do, right? It's like, that's what it is. Like, that's how life is, guys. Very rarely are you gonna find people in your life that are gonna be with you all the way till the end, right? Till you're like 80 years old on your deathbed, guys. You're not really gonna find that many people who you've known since 5 years old all the way till you're like 85 years old, guys. Like, that's that's rare. It's rare these days, because who knows, man? So many reasons. God's really the one who's making all these things happen for us. So that's about it, guys. Peace out. Like and subscribe if you want to donate, or if you want to leave a comment below or anything like that. Go ahead. Let me know on what I should talk about next. If you guys have any suggestions, I could talk about something you actually want me to talk about. And that's about it, guys. Like, have a good one. Peace.